My family, thank you from all of us. All right, and it looks like we are ready to get started with FuzzyGames and Lightfall, so give it up for FuzzyGames.
All right. Hi, my name is FuzzyGames. I'm going to be running Lightfall, and I'll go ahead and count it down from here. From 3, 2, 1, go. So Lightfall is a somewhat precision platformer where you are allowed to place blocks a little arbitrarily, and you have 3 different types of blocks that you'll use. The main one that you'll see me do is this double jump block that I can use, and a lot of times I use it to skip slopes. So running up and down slopes, I run a little bit slower, so I'm going to try to skip those and just stay on the straightaways. Also, that light right there tells me exactly where to jump, so that's a nice little speedrun hint for the first level. And yeah, this is pretty standard, so I'll go ahead and toss it back to the couch for a roll call.
All right, I'm Myrnae.
I'm SnowBear24.
And I'm Emurus.
Awesome. So yeah, those pink spikes, I don't want to get hit by them. They are definitely deadly. The second level is usually a good time to get rehydrated because you got about 8 seconds of running sideways here. But this level is also going to feature our first major skip. And so the way that the game intends you to do this level is you go up a little bit and then you end up running back down through the middle of the level. And it just kind of teaches you about the movement and things. But one of the things we do is we actually go above the level. And I'll point that out as we get to it here. So we're going to go up here, reset our blocks here, because I can only use a maximum of 4 blocks before resetting on a solid platform. And yeah, so we're just going to jump over these spikes, and we just skipped a lot of the middle of the level. So I was describing the types of blocks that I use, and the main one that I use is this double jump block. It just lets me get over obstacles. Another one that I'll use here is a movable block. So what I can do is I can put it above my head and then move it around. But there, I jump up right by the switch I need to hit so that when I place the block, it's already in the right place. So I don't have to waste any time moving it. You'll see that a couple times in this run. So this part, it gives you a boat that you're supposed to interact with, and it takes you over on a little bit of an auto-scroller. But we skip all that by resetting on the spinning platform in the middle there. So we're just going to kind of pace our movement here to make sure that we have enough blocks to get over everything. And I am trying to actually move at a decent enough pace here to get a decent cycle on this spinning platform here, which I did. Okay. And coming up here, we'll be coming up to the first boss in the game. So before the patch, there was actually a regular, I guess, Mega Man style boss fight. But that got patched out. That boss was very heavy on RNG and just not really a lot of fun to fight. So instead, it ends up being an auto-scroller type thing. So this is leading to the boss fight. I do a checkpoint reset there to get a very specific wave pattern. So typically you do some platforming here and there's a giant wave chasing you and there's water under you. If you touch the wave or the water, you die. So by doing a checkpoint reset there, oh, I'm actually gonna get a bad cycle there, we'll fix that. All right, there we go. But yeah, so we kind of just dodge these spinning spikes, and then we make our way up here to hit the crystal, and that ends the boss fight. And that's Act 1.
GG.
Yes.
So here I might get to show off a branch zip. No, I didn't get it. But if you hit that branch at a certain angle, the game gets a little confused by how you're colliding with it, and it just kind of zips you along the top of it. It's a minor time save. But this is another level where I'm trying to make it through at a decent pace to try to get some pretty good platform patterns here. Because those giant platforms that move up and down, I need to be able to make it through them. And this is a hidden passage that typically contains a power-up that you would grab in 100%, but it ends up being faster than the route below it. So we go ahead and use that. And here, instead of waiting on the elevators, we use the block behind us to block the lasers, and that ends up being a decent amount faster. There's also a laser skip for this one. It's extremely risky, so... All right. And this level coming up is probably one of the levels that most people are not a big fan of when they run the game. This level, as you can see now, contains giant bees, and they spawn little bees like that one right there that just came up on me, and they'll chase you around a little bit, and if they hit you, you die. So
Not the bees.
yeah.
Bees.
Bee RNG is the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable.
But
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay. But yeah, there's not too much to talk about in this level, other than the bees being a pain. So if you want to do any donations, you can go ahead.
Sure thing. We have $25 from Squid57. Fuzzy, you're doing great, man. Much love from the Selecting Start community.
Woo!
Thanks, Squid.
We have $100 from Closed Eyes Seeing.
Whoa.
Yes.
Hey, Fuzzy. Sorry I couldn't be there to cheer you on in person, but wanted to let you know that I'm cheering for you. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Closed Eyes.
$20 from Ras79. Howdy, Fuzzy. Good luck on your run of this awesome game, and thanks to everybody involved for putting together such an amazing event for a great cause. Donation goes to Runner's Choice.
Ooh. What incentives do we have right now?
Well, right now we have the Semblance hand cam going on right now, and we have bid wars for Mega Man, DOS VGA versus VGA, and we have the Celeste file name going on currently. Right now, Charlotte is in the lead.
Let's put it towards the hand cam.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So this level is the final level of Act 2. So we're going to be coming up on another boss fight. And it's one of the few cases of an auto-scroller, so we'll have a lot of time coming up there too. But this level, the main thing about this level is these guys that like to shoot projectiles at you. And if you get hit by them, of course you die. So it ends up being a little perilous to do. And there we use that placement block again without having to move it around to hit the switch. And here we're just high enough to where that checkpoint triggers. So we go ahead and use that. Every time you pause the menu, the in-game timer stops, and we do in-game timing for the speedruns. So anytime that you can do a checkpoint reset, it's basically free. So I moved halfway up the screen for free. It's pretty good.
Nice.
right, and coming up here, we're gonna have our first boss fight. I'm gonna see if I can die in a creative way here, just to show it off. There are some fun, unintentional glitches in this game. And I usually end up finding them while I'm on a good pace, so. So this boss is an auto-scroller, and you see these platforms moving here. Let's see. No, I can't get it, I don't think. But basically, if you run into that guy on the right, you die. If you get hit by those slimes, you die. So I'm gonna try to avoid those. Those glowing green spots on the left side spawn crystals. And so that's how we beat this boss. Oh. Yeah, ran out of blocks there, so we're gonna do that again. That wasn't the creative way to die, we just died. Yeah, if you have more donations, go ahead.
All right, we have $50 from Walindor that says, "Hi Fuzzy, much love from the clubhouse. We can't be there with you, so this will have to do. Go make that light fall."
Thanks so much, Walindor.
$20 from Sho Fukumachi that says, "Hey Fuzzy, good luck on your run. Hopefully we can get back some Zelda races soon. $10 to Fuzzy's choice and $10 to Myrnae's choice."
See, that's the way to do it.
Pretty solid. I'm going hand cam again.
I gotta go with the Octopath.
All right, well, I will apply those for you both.
And thanks, Sho. I appreciate it.
So one of the things about this boss is that the crystals are usually RNG, but for the speed run, they're predictable.
That's a good point. Yeah, there are a few things through the run where when you play through on story mode, things are a little bit different. They tend to be a randomized order. But for speedrun mode, they understand that we're not crazy about RNG, so they switched it up to be predictable. So that's Act 2.
So this is actually one of my favorite acts. It's full of some fun surprises, and I mean, the background is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, just the general ambience and the visuals in this are really good. This is also my favorite act.
The music is much more pleasant, too. You come from a big boss battle, and then you're like, oh, I'm fine now. Nice and calm.
Yes. You just need to reduce that stress you have.
Right? Because that dude he looked pretty evil, I'm not going to lie. He's scary.
Yeah, he's pretty rough. But yeah, this level is pretty straightforward. We're just going to have to contend with some spikes, and we're going to deal with some of these hidden passageways there. If you go in the wrong ones, they have platforms that come at you and try to hit you with spikes. So we're going to avoid that. It's no fun. And we're going to try to make it all the way across here to fall down. Ooh, that was close. All right, and then a jump through here. Those are a little tight, but that all went well. And then we should be good here. I might have to go over, actually. No.
Ooh.
That's a tough jump to make. I got a different cycle than I was expecting. There we go.
Yes.
Nailed it.
So this level, about halfway through, we're gonna have the other major skip of the run. So what we're gonna end up doing, instead of going down through the level, we're gonna go a little out of bounds. And that's gonna allow us to skip a lot of the, I guess, vertical platforming that they want you to do. Okay, so we'll come up here. And this is usually intended for you to get a 100% power up, but we're just gonna use it to get up here into the top of the forest here, and then climb this wall. And we're on top. So we're gonna reset on a platform that we can't see here. so that we get all our blocks back, and then just kind of make our way to the end of the level.
And that's not free, right? Aren't there like spikes?
Yeah. If on the platform where you have to reset, there are actually a few spikes that you can hit. So you do have to kind of make sure you're far enough to the right there. For this part, we'll have a bridge take us up. We're going to go ahead and checkpoint reset here. That's going to put us to the checkpoint just to the right of us. This chamber is the boss of the third act. And just like all the other bosses, it's just platforming. So in each of these 5 chambers, to the left and right and above, we have to grab a crystal that we bring with us. And the idea is that you bring this crystal back to the middle of the room, and that's where you get to return it. But it's significantly faster to just bring it with us through the whole thing. So we're just going to drag all 5 of them with us until we get all of them ready, and then we'll bring them all back at the same time. Which is a little risky because if you die, you lose all of the ones behind you. So we're going to try not to die. Which is why we're doing this chamber next. Not only is it faster, but this is also the chamber that has the most risk. These lasers can kill you, and there are a few close calls with them, but we're going to try to minimize that.
That's really scary.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really intense. I want to go back to the level with the cool music.
Yeah, the difficulty in this game is pretty interesting because the first few levels are actually kind of nice and easy, and you're like, yeah, I can do this, and then it just like ramps it up.
Nice. So another thing I do there is whenever you land on those platforms, you're expected to hold down, I'm going to wait for this cycle. You're expected to hold down X to trigger the platform, or trigger picking up the crystal. But if you hold down X before you land on it, you'll actually buffer the X press. So, wait on this one. This is another dangerous one. There we go. So I'll try to use that a lot where I buffer holding down the X button so that when I do land, I go ahead and get that cycle a little bit faster. And you see some sparkles here. Whenever the block interacts with them, it creates a platform that I can reset on. So that's how I'm able to get up here. It's pretty straightforward.
So if anybody has issues with flashing lights, I suggest you look away now.
Oh, yeah.
Good call. Yeah, this part tends to be a little crazy because you can only see what you're doing some of the time. So you kind of have to do a leap of faith in some cases. But this is the next to last chamber. We're just going to go ahead and work our way down the right side here. And then this thing on the left is a riddle that they put in game. And these clues give you context clues, but in the speedrun mode, they're in exactly the same order every time. Oh. So we're buffering those X presses again to get these a little faster. Works on those too. And we're going to bring back all 5 of these to the middle, and that's Act 3.
Woo. Nice.
All right, so first major thing here is we can just barely squeeze through there, but we want to do it when that platform starts to move to about our height, which is why we waited on the block for just a second there. And I'm going to go for a skip in here a little bit later. It's right by a checkpoint, so it won't lose too much if I miss it. But it's pretty fun to watch, so we'll see if we get it. Also, these orbs will kill you if you hit them, so gonna try not to do that. down here, and then, yeah. So what we try to do there is we try to slide down the wall and get past that orb. But it likes to expand a lot of the time, so we don't often get that one. And coming up here is a shortcut that's going to skip all of the dangerousness to the left. And this is the end of the level. So this is the first level that's going to introduce the fog. Anybody on the couch want to talk about what the effect that the fog has?
You can't see?
That might actually make it a little better. No, with the fog, what it is it actually takes your ability to place blocks away. So now you actually have to be a little more careful with your platforming. Oh yeah. Yeah, so all the movement you already know, yeah, no, we're taking it away.
So this is the first case of the fog being there, and I can't. I'm trying to place blocks, and all it does is flash at you, telling you no. So there's going to be a few more cases of that, like right there. And then once more in this level, I think, right over here. But then you'll also see it in the boss level of this act. Oh. Those crows are a little dangerous.
Yeah, it gets a little scary dealing with the crows when you can't punch them out of the air.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried. The fog up at the top there kind of messes with my ability to jump over that orb, depending. So, here we go.
Nice save.
Okay.
Ooh.
Those sharks can be kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have really weird hitboxes too. So if you see a shark going up, you probably want to avoid it because the tail hitbox is a little crazy. So in this level, we have to deactivate 3 machines that are that it's guiding you to with those lights. And there's a checkpoint in the middle where all those lights connect, but we skip that because once you get rid of one of the machines, it takes you back to that checkpoint. So it's faster to just go up here to the left. So we're just gonna work our way up to the top.
And as you can see with the little searchlights going on, it does the same thing. It puts that fog in a square box, and if you're in it, you can't place blocks, which can be a little inconvenient.
Yeah, we try to avoid triggering those if we can.
Just a smidge.
This part's a little tight. So we're working our way up to the second one here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a checkpoint reset as soon as we hit it. And that just lets us skip some of the animation time that's involved. Since the timer stops once we do that, not going to be able to make it up through that one. So yeah, this part has most of the fog placements. And it ends up being pretty tough moving up some of the vertical sections here. So we are going to try to make it up here a little faster. Got a little bit of a kick there from the turning block. All right. No. So if you end up going for a wall kick, but you're just far enough away from the wall that you're trying to kick, what it does is it tries to place a block, and since you're in the fog, it won't let you place the block, and then you just kind of dead drop there. So we're going to try to not do that. And then here, we just skip a cycle there.
And this whole part used to be filled with fog.
Oh
but
yeah,
now
the
it's
original.
not.
Yeah. Yeah, they patched out a lot of the fog, which did make it a little more fun to play. And now we're on to the final level. So this used to be just a lead in to a boss fight that was heavy on RNG. And instead, we have to avoid that spike wall coming after us and navigate just a barrage of these orbs. There are a lot of them. And here, we're going to skip the elevator again because it is faster. And now you'll get a glimpse of the boss. The boss is still in the game, but instead of it being a traditional boss fight, he just kind of follows after you. Yeah. So we're just going to work our way through. The thing chasing us is auto-scrolling, so if we fall a little behind here, it's not a big deal, as long as we're ahead of it. I guess I get to show off a fun death here. Let's do this. So you see how the spikes don't extend to the platform there? It turns out that at the very corner there, the spikes do come up beyond that left wall there. So they can still actually kill you.
Very, very sneaky.
Yeah. A little bit. Nah, not gonna make that one. Oof. All right. Okay. Okay, and then we're just gonna wait down here. The boss is gonna rest in the corner there, and when I punch him, that'll be time. And time. So that's Lightfall. That's a pretty average end-game time. That's pretty good. And you know, if you're interested in speedrunning Lightfall, there is a good Discord community. So go on speedrun.com, check out the Discord link there, and just drop in and say hi. And definitely try the game. It's a lot of fun. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Good job.
GG.
What an amazing run that was by FuzzyGames and Lightfall. What a game. Thank you so much for that. While we're waiting for an interview with the N++ crew, we are going to read a few more donations in support of the Lightfall run. $25 from Ginny that says, "Howdy Fuzzy, it's always fun watching your run and it's a thrill to watch you this morning. Best of luck." $25 from the Owl08. Shout out to Fuzzy and everyone at GDQ. Awesome event for an awesome cause. $1,000 donation from Rue6 that says, "Howdy Fuzzy, good luck on the runs, dude." Okay, great, and it looks like they're ready to go with the interview, so take it away.
Hey guys, I'm here with Andy on your left, Krankdud on your right, who coming up are going to be doing a co-op run of N++. I've played this series a bit myself, not this one specifically, but once in the past. I absolutely love it. Krankdud, can you just tell us a little bit, kind of, what is it exactly in a level that you have to do to beat a level?
Yeah, so in each level of the game, there's like a switch you have to hit to open up this exit door. And yeah, pretty much it's just like someone has to open the switch, someone has to hit the exit door. Depending on the stage, it's like there's a variety of things that we might have to do. Sometimes we have to like sacrifice the other player in order to hit that switch, or sometimes it's just like we have two separate paths or two separate like areas in the level that we're in that are just confined for each player.
So, and what I love about this game is that that's a very kind of simple goal, but there's just something about the game that makes it work and makes it fun. Andy, what would you say it is about N++ that kind of, despite this simple goal, draws you in?
The controls are very tight. It's just, standard wall jumping, running, fast-moving platformer. Only one button needed. It's just quick, simple, and gets to the point.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think that's really changed over the course of the 3 or so iterations of the game. So one thing that's really cool to me about this series is I totally agree. It's totally those tight controls that allows the developers to just rely on kind of innovative level design to really make it fun. And now, is this the first in the series that introduces co-op?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, because the other ones were handheld, right? Well,
N+ was handheld, and
was
it was
Flash
like
game.
Flash game.
What would you say, because that is something new that this one has added, or if not, then a recent one. But what would you say, Krankdud, that co-op kind of adds to this game?
Let's see. In terms of the game, like, it does feel kind of like the same as the single player in a sense, but it just kind of adds a little more options and like what you can do with the levels, because like they do a really good job at making you use both players to do things.
Yeah.
As I said earlier, like sacrificing one of the players in order to complete the level and stuff like that. So.
And then what happens if one of the players dies?
Depending on level, some levels we can still finish if one of the players dies. Other levels, we just have to restart the level all over.
So, I mean, this is where I kind of want to go to a test of co-op, a test of partnership. And I want to put you guys to the ringer and see how you would react to a given situation. So, Andy, you're in a really important level, right? You are relying on, you're waiting near the door, let's say, you're relying on Krankdud to hit a switch so that you can finish the level. He runs into a mine and dies. What goes through your mind?
I press the self-destruct button.
Is there anything like, as far as co-op goes, like, is there anything you feel about like relying on the other player kind of to finish a goal for you?
It's just kind of an ebb and flow kind of thing, based on the game, the level, et cetera.
Yeah. And then I think there are some levels, because you were saying, Crank, that there are kind of a bunch of different dynamics where, and I think another one that I was looking as I was watching a run is, or a run that I found, is that sometimes it's just kind of a race to the end level, right? Like you don't need to really rely on each other. So Krankdud, let's say that it's one of those levels and you're trying to make it to the end. Andy's ahead and then he runs into a mine and dies. What do you feel?
At that point, I'm just focused on completing the levels. Yeah, these levels go by so fast that it's hard to like really think about.
Yeah.
As long as I don't reflexively press the self-destruct button and blow him up too.
Yeah. So were you guys able to practice at all before coming to AGDQ, Crank?
A little bit. We use like a Parsec, which is kind of like this streaming thing. So we have like a computer that the game is running on, and we're both connected to it and playing it that way. So there's some latency with that, of course, but it worked well enough for us to practice. So.
Once you came to practice on site, was it a different feel at all?
Yeah, and it was better.
Mostly due to the lag.
It was better.
Gotcha, yeah. How has practice been going on site? Nice.
Good. We've been playing better and better.
Very cool. And so can you explain to me what exactly this category is that you'll be running?
So the game is divided into episodes of 5 levels apiece. There are many episodes, like hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of stages. We're only going to be doing it's organized in a grid where it's A rows and number columns. And when you beat A0, you unlock both the one to the right and one to the down. We're only doing the top row.
Got it.
So it's 100 levels, 20 episodes.
Got it. Crank, I think there's also kind of a timing element to the game, right? Where there's, despite needing to do all this platforming, in addition to that, you need to kind of, to some extent, worry about a timer that's ticking down. Is that ever an issue, running out of time?
No, it's not.
Never.
And is that just because like the game is lenient about it, or is there like why do you feel that isn't an issue?
Yeah, it's pretty lenient about it, and I think usually when one of us doesn't really have much to do, we grab the gold, which the gold increases the timer for people who don't know.
Because according to the lore, ninjas love gold.
Yeah. Oh, so that's what N stands for, I guess, in the title, ninja.
Yeah,
I see.
and because the Flash game is called N, the Way of the Ninja.
Okay, got it.
And then
Cool.
they just dropped that subtitle off later.
Nice. This series has been out for a while. I think the first one came out around 2004.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, and it's been pretty popular too. Really cool stuff. Let's go to some Twitter questions. So the first one we have in here is, what is the most difficult area in the game?
Let's see. There are a few levels where we have to sync up our movements completely in tune. Otherwise, one of us will lock the other one out of the level.
Oh.
So those are some tricky ones. There are some that are just tricky to play fast because we try to beat cycles on some levels.
Yeah. Nice.
Would you like to add to that?
Yeah, there's some levels where like there's all these like moving enemies that we have to just kind of weave in between. Some of mine end up being harder than Andy's for some reason.
Yeah. Got it.
I always joke that he does most of the work.
Also, we have one question from Buttercup Gamer. Do you guys naturally have a great connection, or do you have to put in hundreds of hours just to kind of get in sync as far as kind of cooperative play goes?
Well, generally, when we play games online, which we do plenty, usually at most we'll have 150 ping or less. So usually there's a little bit of input lag, but you get used to it, and we can adjust accordingly.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, that's a huge part of co-op gaming. I mean, I've done a couple co-op runs myself, Goof Troop and Rescue Rangers, and just being able to kind of have that connection with your co-op partner and just kind of know that how they'll react and stuff is just so important. Also, one more, I think we have time for one more Twitter question from Tube TV asking, hey Charlie, that's Krankdud, on which console or handheld did you first play the game? And were you a speedrunner before, or did you just realize, or by leaderboards, that you were really good at it? So let's say, did you first play this game on PC, I guess?
Yeah, played it on PC first.
Gotcha.
For the other part of the question, we didn't really speedrun. We picked it up for like a 12-hour challenge thing, the Golden Runs. But yeah, neither of us had speedrun like any of the end games before.
Yeah, got it. Cool. Have you
Called you by your name.
exposed? Have you guys done any co-op stuff before? Not, like even besides GDQs? Which ones?
So we've kind of made it a goal for 12-hour challenges, you know, the ones Golden runs every 6 months, to try to find a silly co-op game that both fits the theme and, you know, is fun. Like last 12-hour challenge, we did Gunstar Heroes. That was cool.
That's SNES, right?
Genesis.
Oh, Genesis. Got it confused with Sunset
Had some
Riders.
silly things like accidentally throwing bosses off screen. Oops.
Nice. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Good luck on your run. Coming up next, we have Semblance by Half Coordinated, and then shortly after that, we'll have N++ with This Daring Duo. So stay tuned.
Thank you so much for that interview. While we're waiting for Half Coordinated and crew to set up for Semblance, I'd like to remind everyone that the Semblance hand cam donation incentive was met, so we will be seeing hand cam as well. That's going to be very exciting. And yeah. We also have a bonus game that we could possibly get met. It is Octopath Traveler, right now sitting at $35,705 with a goal of $60,000. So get those donations in if you would like to see Octopath Traveler as a bonus game. In the meantime, I'd like to catch you all up with a few of our donations that had rolled in for the previous 2 runs. We'll start with Snog with $5. BRNG, more like RNB. I can't believe you missed that. When I thought of it, it was a buzz with excitement. I've never been so excited to donate. Good luck with the run. That was a lot of puns fit into one donation. Very nice. $100 from Gozengata that says, howdy, love your face, Fuzzy. Good luck on the run. Shout out to the couch. Wish I could have been there for you. Donation to Runner's Choice. $25 from Art of Mana. I'm so proud of you, Fuzzy. Major props to you. Thanks for your friendship and your awesome streams. $5 from Eric117. I can't believe you did that pun. Take my money. Well, you better believe it. $25 from Woz. Fuzzy, so excited to see you do this run at AGDQ. All of us at Selecting Start are rooting for you. Good luck, bud. $25 from Nuclear Weapon. Yo, Bobby, thanks for being up so early to help out a great cause. I was going to leave a pun here, but it made as much sense as finding 2 penguins in the desert. I'll leave you with one question. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue El Presidente? Donation goes to Bobby's choice. And it definitely did, so thank you for that. $10 from Zact1999 that says, "Good morning, Bobby. Just letting you know that I'm awake and supporting from the comfort of my bed at home. Good luck up there on the big stage and make us proud." We have $25 from Grimelios that says, "Good luck on the run, half." $10 from Pneumatic that says, "Keep up the great work. I am amazed every year at how smoothly this event runs. Great job to all the runners so far, and good luck to all the rest." $10 from SCXCR that says, "Shh, I'm at work, but I didn't want to miss Half's run. Best of luck, buddy. Not that you'll need it, of course." $25 from Anonymous that says, "Had to pull myself out of bed for one of my favorite series of all time. Here's a few bucks from a humble lunchador." $10 from Shadow Firewolf that says, "Been a huge fan of GDQs for years, and it's opened me up to so many great games I never knew existed. You guys are all amazing people, and I can't thank you enough for everything you do. Good luck to all the runners, and if this gets read, I'm throwing an additional $20 towards Linkus 7's Windraker run tomorrow night. If it doesn't get read, I'll give that 20 to Twilight Princess later today. P.S. This guacamole run is sick and also making me kind of hungry." I'd like to remind everyone that AGDQ 2019 is benefiting the Prevent Cancer Foundation, which is the only U.S.-based nonprofit organization solely dedicated to cancer prevention and early detection. Their mission is saving lives across all populations through cancer prevention and early detection. Their vision is to stop cancer before it starts.